Hi, and welcome back to the listening window. My name is Sarah, and today I'll be telling you a story called The Photograph in the Attic. This story is designed to help you improve your English listening and speaking skills. It's written in clear, everyday English and told in the first person, so you can follow along easily. Make sure to check the link in the description for the full learning pack, including the script, vocabulary list, quiz, answer key, and a bonus writing and speaking prompt. Now get comfortable and let's begin. I was packing up my childhood home when I found it. The photograph at IT was buried inside an old wooden chest in the attic, under piles of yellowed papers and broken Christmas ornaments. I had gone up there to sort through what my mother left behind. She had passed away just 2 months earlier, and I had finally gathered the courage to deal with everything. I was exhausted. Emotionally, mostly. I had been staying in the house for over a week, sleeping in the same room I used to call mine when I was 10 years old. The attic had always given me chills. It was cold, dusty, and quiet in the wrong kind of way. You know what I mean, like the silence had weight, like it was watching you. Anyway, the photograph. It was black and white, a little faded. It showed my mom standing beside a man I had never seen before. She looked young, maybe in her 20s. She was smiling, but it wasn't her usual smile. It looked different. Nervous? Forced. The man beside her had his arm around her shoulders. He was tall, had dark hair, and wore an old-fashioned suit. I flipped the photo over. There was a note on the back. Me and A, 1987. Do not show Sarah. That stopped me. I stared at the words, reading them again and again. Do not show Sarah. Why? Why wasn't I supposed to see this? I went back downstairs, holding the photo like it was something fragile. I sat on the couch, my hands shaking slightly. My mom had always been open with me, or at least I thought she was. But this? This was something else. Something secret. I couldn't stop looking at the man in the picture. He looked familiar. Not in a maybe I've seen him before kind of way, but more like this feels wrong kind of familiar. Like a dream you forgot and suddenly remember in the middle of the day. That night, I couldn't sleep. I kept the photo on the nightstand, and every time I closed my eyes, I saw it. My mom, that strange man, that odd smile, and the words, "Do not show Sarah." The next morning, I called my aunt, my mom's younger sister. I hadn't talked to her much since the funeral. She lived in a different state and hadn't come to visit in years. "Hey, Aunt Liz," I said. "Can I ask you something weird?" There was a pause on the other end. "Of course, sweetie. What's going on?" I told her about the photograph. I described the man, the note on the back, the date, silence. Then, "I was hoping you'd never find that." My stomach dropped. "What do you mean?" "I mean, it's not my story to tell, Sarah. It never was. But she's gone now." Another pause. Then a deep sigh. "That man, his name was Andrew. He was your mother's fiancé. Before your dad." That was news to me, but she never told me she was engaged before Dad. She wouldn't have, Aunt Liz said quietly, because Andrew, he disappeared. My heart skipped. Disappeared? Yes, they were engaged for only a few months. One day, he just vanished. No note, no goodbye. Nothing. Your mother was heartbroken. She even went to the police, but they found nothing. After a few months, she stopped talking about him altogether. And then she met your father. Do you think she ever found out what happened? I don't know. But I do know that she kept that photograph hidden for a reason. After the call, I sat on the couch, staring at the photograph again, and that's when I noticed something. In the background, faint, almost like a shadow, was a reflection. The photo had been taken in front of a glass door, and behind the glass, someone was standing. Or something. I took a closer look. The figure had no face, just a blurry, blank shape. A human shape, but completely empty. Suddenly, I remembered something. When I was a child, maybe 6 or 7, I used to have terrible nightmares. I'd see a man standing in my room. Tall, dark hair, always in the corner. I'd scream, but he'd never move. I told my mom, but she always said it was just a bad dream. But now, looking at this photo, I wasn't so sure. I tried to laugh it off. It was probably just my brain playing tricks. Or some kind of photo error. But then things started happening. The next night, I heard footsteps upstairs. Slow. Heavy. I thought maybe I had forgotten to lock the attic. So I went up to check. Nothing, but the chest was open. The one where I found the photo. I know I had closed it. I shut it again, firmly this time, and went back to bed. That night, I dreamed of him again. The man, standing at the foot of my bed. But this time, I wasn't a child. I was me, grown up. And he looked right at me, only he had no face. When I woke up, I knew I had to leave. Whatever this was, ghost, spirit, trauma, I didn't care. I just wanted to be gone. I packed my things and took the photo with me. I didn't want to leave it in the house. I'm not sure why. It just felt wrong. 2 days later, I was back in my apartment in the city. I tried to forget, but here's the thing. Last night, I went to a coffee shop. A new one I hadn't been to before, and the barista, he looked exactly like Andrew. Same eyes, same hair, same nervous smile. He handed me my coffee and said, "Sarah, right?" I never told him my name. Thank you for listening to the photograph in the attic right here on the listening window. If you'd like to improve your English even more, you can download the full learning pack using the link in the description. It includes the complete script, vocabulary list, a quiz with answers, and a bonus writing prompt. And here's a fun challenge for you. Comment below with your own ending to the story. What do you think happened to Andrew? See you next time, and keep practicing.